Hello everyone and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today we're going to be checking out the gameplay teaser for an upcoming game called A.N.N.E by developer Gamesbymo. This is a fusion of a few different styles of gameplay, but obviously you'll notice that like 8 to 16-bit era, beautiful pixel art aesthetic, but it plays a bit like a mashup of something like maybe Cave Story plus a Metroidvania, maybe a little Gradius. It's looking real promising is really all I'm going to say. The little bit I did get to play of it, I was already pretty much hooked. Unfortunately, this is not the full game yet, but, you know, it's still being worked on, and I just wanted to show you guys this one because it's really quite up my alley, and I have a feeling you might get into it as well. So let's start it up. I am using the Xbox 360 controllers. I so often am, which is natively supported. And it just gave us a very brief overview of what some of our goals are going to be. Thankfully, I know them already, whether I read them or not. Nothing too complex. So we've got our main character here. Simple run, jump, shoot. And then we've got a letter B, or button B, rather, move, which allows me to project this sort of a shield into the game environment. And we'll be able to use that in our combat sequences. So we're just going to proceed down some hallways. Hello, you guys are going to activate that switch and send me plummeting into the abyss, and we are off. Now there is a bunch of stuff going on with this game. It's not as simple as you would think just by looking at it right now, because right now you think, hey, there's some sort of just like action shooter with a cool, you know, pixel art retro kind of flair to it. On top of that being the case, there is actually a whole inventory system which is not completely implemented yet from what I've read. An RPG leveling system, there are multiple weapons, we've got a ship which we can actually upgrade. The ship actually lets us explore the overworld, so to speak. And I use overworld a bit loosely here. Think overworld more like in the essence of like if we're playing Zelda Wind Waker or something, where you could walk around or explore this thing at your leisure, but then of course you need a ship to traverse the larger, more broad areas. And we do thankfully have that ship. It's actually able to levitate and move around a bunch of heavy blocks, you know, against gravity without worrying too much. This guy's probably going to kill me. And yeah, we're just going to try and explore this little mini dungeon here and then make our way up, mess around with the ship for a little bit, and then we'll probably wrap up the video. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more to see in the final version, and right now there's already a lot to see, so I'm definitely quite excited about seeing where this one goes. You have to say, though, the Cave Story influence, I feel like, is definitely somewhat apt. Also, you do have a run move if you, I think you just hold the same direction at once, or is it, no, you hold down shoot, and then your character seems to get wheels for legs. I do get the essence that there is some Metroidvania to that specific spot right there. I don't seem to have an ability to reach that, so we'll probably come back and try that out later. There is also maybe a little bit of a Mega Man feeling, at least the soundtrack gives me that impression to some degree. And then there's even like a slight Dark Souls influence in that when you die, you leave that little pile of pixie dust there. When you go and pick that up, you get your gems back from the previous life. I'm not entirely 100% on all the conventions yet. I did not spend a ton of time with it, but the time that I did spend seemed to be a very high quality time. I'm going to actually employ that shield that I should have been using all the while back and make my way back up again. Hopefully not screw it up again. Let's see. So we want to take a look at our controls. I think that we're using like this, what is it, like the Virtual Console controller from the Wii right there. Or just an SNES controller is probably a little bit more accurate, but I think more people might recognize that, although, you know, and there aren't any analog sticks, and there are actually the SNES controller start and select buttons, so don't listen to a word I say. Let's shoot some jellies, or slimes, and of course, I'm sure you've noticed these already, they're like Demon's Crest looking breakable blocks, which I don't seem to have the ability to break through, or maybe not Demon's Crest, maybe more Blaster Master. I mean, there are also those same types of blocks in a lot of games, but those are the references that instantly came to mind. Of course, Super Metroid also is in there. Wow, I'm just doing absolutely horrible. I'm going to really use that shield more effectively, I promise. This time is going to be the time we prevail. I'm not even going to take a single hit this time. Just you watch. As the shield gave out just in time for me to almost take a hit. Kind of silly of me not to be using it, considering I can actually shoot through it, and the enemies cannot. Thankfully, it's not particularly tasking to make it the 10 feet back to where I keep dying. And I'm not saying, like, this is difficult or anything. I should also mention this is not the beginning of the game, if I haven't said that already. Since being a game preview, we're starting at a semi-arbitrary point. I'm not going to say completely arbitrary, but, like, it's not the beginning of the game. Everything hasn't been properly tutorialized. We've got a fancy wood log. Always a good thing to have. I believe we can use those to maybe traverse something later on. I'm not sure exactly, but we're going to hopefully figure that out. Set up our little shield. And see if we can make a level, perhaps. Whoa. Alright, there we go. We're very close to level 2, and that would be a checkpoint. These are switches, or I should say some sort of, like, time-activated platforms. By shooting that gem, that's going to stick out of the wall for just enough time for us to get up. I'm definitely loving this retro soundtrack. It's got a really exciting feeling to it. Wow, okay, that guy came almost out of nowhere there and started smashing into me. Now, if I kill him, I should get a level, which is going to make me do a little bit more damage. There we go. And I gotta watch out for this guy here. See if I can use the shield to my advantage some more. Maybe. Alright, cool. I can shoot straight up, so I should probably be doing that. And then we've got some more gems to shoot in the walls there, make this big gap. And then we'll have to make our way back, because I can't quite make it that far on the jump. I think we'll make it just in time to go up. Yep, we're good. And another checkpoint. Things are going a little bit better now. See if I can set up my run, which you can do just by holding down the button. I think I might have actually been able to make that. There we go. And that's going to be full of more gems. Brilliant. So we are, you know, 1/8 or so up to through the next level. This is now the top of this little mini overworld area. I also find that the influences feel a little bit Fez-like at times. I'm not going to say that it's direct or obvious or anything, but some of these little flourishes, like these details on the plants, have this little, like, squared-off fern pattern to them, and then these edges of these blocks, definitely, they give me a little bit of a Fez vibe. Not that that's a bad thing, I quite love the aesthetic in Fez. So now we're going to press our button here, connect to our ship, and that's going to actually allow us to deconstruct this pile of blocks here. By using the B button, we can actually levitate them and use them in ways that should hopefully make it easier for us to traverse the environment. I'm not sure exactly where our goal is to go, but we'll see what we can do. This little pink thing down here seems like it would be a useful thing to have. We can make a stack of blocks in such a way that we can climb back out of this, or maybe we can just jump the entire crevasse entirely by ourselves. I don't know. Let's see what happens. So that alone should be enough to actually make it out of there. We do probably need a little bit of a platform to get up. Yeah, that'll probably work. And then what? We'll just drop our ship back down, I guess. Thankfully, our little guy is capable of climbing over some of these blocks without too much work, and the developer was kind enough to give us some little ledges to grab onto as we go over, because you could definitely get yourself a bit stranded. I love the sense of, you know, weight to the ship when it actually sets down. It seems like it's a pre-drawn sprite on the landscape, but no, you dynamically put that there, so I don't have to feel too weird about that. So that is going to let us do absolutely nothing. Alright, so let's look on the right. Oh, let me climb over that. Much more calming theme right now in the musicality department. What do we have with this thing? We found a little block. I don't think I actually found that the first time I played through this. Kind of obvious, actually. I'm not sure why I didn't. So he tosses it in his backpack. Oh, okay, so now we can actually do a bit of platforming over here. No, actually, maybe I did find it, because I'm pretty sure I ended up on this side of the world at some point. Grab a whole bunch more gems. I'm pretty sure the first time I played through this, though, I did not know about how to set up my run, which meant that I couldn't make gaps like that. Alright, we've got some kind of nasty fly bug or something. I'm going to make sure he goes down. Level 3, things are looking up. There was a bit more exploration to be doing downstairs in the basement department where we just were. I probably left that a little bit too early. I probably could have kept going to the left instead of moving my way up. But if I get myself stuck, maybe I will go back and investigate some of that business. But it's super exciting that a game like this got kickstarted and actually made a little bit over its goal. I mean, it's really just refreshing knowing that there are other people out there with a similar feeling of what really excites them about games, and you know, this exact style of thing I would definitely say is in my wheelhouse for some of my favorite stuff to do in terms of game development, or you know, my favorite stuff to see, I should say, in game development. It would be my favorite stuff to do if I, you know, made games. But at this point, no, I'm not quite there yet. If I do make a game, though, this is definitely exactly the type of vein that it would hopefully end up being. Probably not quite this ambitious, because the developer certainly went... Whoa! Okay, sorry, I thought you were an enemy there. The developer definitely went above and beyond. Okay, so we're collecting fancy logs to build a raft to then ford this stream or river or whatever it is. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to shoot at you again. I meant to run, because as far as I can tell, there doesn't seem to be a dedicated run button, so you have to shoot a couple times before you can actually set up your wheels. And hard to believe that you would not want to be running at all times. But maybe there is a reason for that I'm not sure of yet. So see, if I had grabbed this block and moved it over a bit more to the right, I'd probably be able to take this top path, and actually this angle, okay, the angle almost did not work out for us. Let's see if I can make this jump. I probably cannot. No. Fairly close, though. Oh, there's actually another log down here. I feel like I should go back and investigate that ship again, but at the same time, I think I might be stuck down here. I can get over this block again. As far as I remembered, there didn't seem to be an obvious way to get back up. Oh, see, I've definitely made my life a little bit more difficult by putting this block in this position. Now, can I go through the menu somehow and get back out? That's my other question. I'm not sure that I can. I can't use my shields in any meaningful way. Can I get over top somehow? Maybe that's one thing I can still do. Maybe if I go back up and to the right, and then up again. I get the impression that this is a very large in scope world, and I definitely want to do a lot of exploration here. It's very easy to get lulled into this sense of like, oh, well, you can only see what's around you at the moment, so the game's probably not that big. No, I get the impression quite the opposite with this game. It feels like there's actually a lot going on under the hood. The fact that there's so much time and effort put into that ship by itself tells me that we'll need to be doing a lot of traversal, and maybe even doing a little bit of puzzle solving. Pretty sure this is going to get me killed. Oh yeah, straight into the water there. Well, let's see where it respawns me then. Alright, back at the ship. I guess that was one way to solve our problem. So we should be able to actually jump back in there, and maybe we will set up another route. Alright, so where can we move as the ship? We can take a quick look at the overworld just by exploring it in here, which is also another like slight Blaster Master thing. The thing I really enjoyed about that is that you were both an entity of your own. Oh, what's this? A little swirly. Oh, I picked up a swirly. Okay, cool. Yeah, you're an entity of your own, you know, being your character, and then you're also an entity as part of the ship that you drive around, and that has all kinds of abilities inherent to itself. So I would love to see more games embrace a concept similar to that, and I think this one is the one that's going to do it quite well. So what should I be doing here to get my way across this? I'm not sure. Maybe I should build upward? Because I should still be able to make my way over. It's just upward that's going to be difficult. I think there is a invisible constraint keeping me from building too far over to the right there. Okay, yeah, that background wall is actually an impediment. Let's grab this one as well. I mean, getting up there is really only going to give me access to that little treasure chest, so it's not that big of a deal, but, you know, I'm a completionist to some extent. I sort of like to go find this sort of thing. Other than that, though, where else can we go? Well, I guess we just need to find that other log, and then our lives will be somewhat simpler. I can't go underwater. Maybe that's a thing we can get later on, too. Maybe we can swim or give the ship some sort of an upgrade to be able to traverse that. I have a feeling we're going to come up here and come out of this gate at some point. I'm not sure to what extent that will be useful, though. Can I... Like, if I set down my ship right here, is there any usefulness to that? I don't think there really is, actually, so I should probably not have bothered. Before we get involved with going searching a little bit more over there, let's see if we can maybe see where that last log might be over in the caverns. Oh, and we're back into super exciting Retroland as soon as we get down here. Oh, man. Got a little carried away. Everything's trying to kill me! I should probably stop thinking that everything's dead from when I killed it last. We're going for the Mega Man ideology. It looks like that everything comes back. It is refreshing, though, to be able to kill these guys super fast now. Alright, down we go. Another one of these, like, whirly gigs. I don't know, it's like the Tasmanian Devil or something. Still can't reach that guy's chest. Let's go down again. And I believe this is where the path started to diverge. Oh, that was another checkpoint right there, another chest, and it looks like that's too high for me to reach, so maybe that was not a goal I should have had in mind to come back down here. Well, you don't know until you try, right? I am stronger, though, for sure, so there's at least that came from it. And was there anything else over in this direction? I believe this was actually a bit of a dead end. Yeah, I just need whatever it is lets me break those blocks, and then I should have a world of exploration to do. A little bit of a drag that there's not a shortcut that lets me get right back up to the top, but maybe if I'd come back later when I actually had an ability to break those blocks, maybe those are the shortcut. Alright, well you can tell my combat is much more efficient at this point. Man, these blobs came back already, not the blops. Although the blops I'm sure will be back next year. If Treyarch has anything to say about it. So we'll grab a few more gems, make our way back up, maybe do a little bit more exploration, see if we can find that last log, which I thought might be down here. It looks like that is not the case. And then I guess we'll wrap up the video. So from what I can tell, this game, I'm not sure how far away it is from being finished, but there doesn't seem to be a public demo as of yet. But this is definitely the type of thing that you're going to want to get your hands on and play to get the feeling, the vibe, the atmosphere. I don't know how well it translates in video form, hopefully well enough, but in case it doesn't, you know, I generally always recommend, if you have the ability, play all the games that I do on the channel just to see what you personally think of them. I am in no way trying to say that whatever my opinions are supposed to be your opinions. You have whatever thoughts you have. And I definitely respect that. I just want to get my thoughts on paper, and, you know, if that works as a useful guide for you or a place to start, then all the better. Now, is this... No, that's nothing. I thought that maybe there was some sort of little hidden area over there. There doesn't seem to be a lot of secrets as far as I can tell yet. Or if there are secrets, maybe they are well implemented, so I'm not going to notice them right away. So if I get rid of one of these blocks, I guess I won't be able to make my way back up here again, which is kind of bad. Stuff to keep in mind. Alright, so our ship is still going to be all the way over there. Not super useful to me. So we would just want to see if we can get our way up. Alright, so here's what we need to do. We need to place a block right about here, and that should actually allow us to traverse that gap. I don't know what I'm trying to do over here. It seems like a bad idea. Let's just get rid of that entirely. Toss this sucker right up here. Love this background, too. That vista is really pretty. I really enjoy the look of that. The fact that there are, you know, multiple backgrounds of parallaxing, and then we've got this, like, subtle reflections. It's really hazy, but, like, a beautiful tonal range going on here. It's always really nice when a game has a nice sense of color, and I should say that this one definitely does. I'm not sure adding more blocks to this conundrum is going to make this any easier, but I guess I will add one more right here in case I, like, fall in that. Although maybe I want to fall in that, I'm not even sure what's there. So maybe I should actually just not make my life harder. Put that one right there. Last thing I want to do is move this one out of the way. And now we should be good to go. Alright, let's do this. I just don't want to get stuck on the other side of that block like I was before. Now I wonder if there are other abilities I'm going to be able to get. Other than just this little shield option. I mean, I know there are other weapons, so I would assume maybe that is the case, but I don't know that 100% yet. Oh, and how am I supposed to get up there? I forgot to put blocks to get... That's why I had that one there, right? I forgot. Alright, well, whatever.
These guys are super easy now, more like gnats. See, this totally looks like a secret area to me. I feel like that would just reveal when you walk near it. Alright, back up we go. And hopefully that last log is going to be right up on that corner. Just out of a spot that I could see it for whatever reason. Alright, getting levels seems like it's a bit arduous at this point. But I guess I really don't need them that much. Alright, there we go. We've traversed that gap. Now what's down here? Can I hold down and look? I cannot. Oh, okay, well that's another way to get up above. Very nice. Now we know. And tons of gems. Oh, and I've fallen. That's alright. What was over here, by the way? There was a gap down... Alright, this is where the first, or one of the first logs was. Alright, now we gotta go back up one more time. One last time, I should say. Gotta kill that beetle again. Whatever it is. I don't even know if it's a beetle. It's just like a nondescript little annoying bug. Reminds me a little bit of the stuff you'd fight in Blighttown, those little mosquitoes that keep endlessly showing up. Alright, now let's cross this gap. Let's hope there's a log over here. Oh, we got a CPU A. I don't know what that means, but it seems good. Okay, well there's no log. Will the CPU allow me to get through here? It does not. Can I look in my pause menu and see what that might be? Alright, well I can look in my pause menu, but I don't think I can see what that might be. I don't seem to have control over any of the stuff going on here. I don't think these inventory menus are completely... Yeah, I mean, they all say sample. So, that's fair enough. So, is there even another log for me to find? Where would it be? I feel like I've already covered pretty much all the ground. I looked over here. I looked up above. I looked to the top. I looked to the bottom. I believe I've looked over here, right? There's not really any other branching paths to go through. 3 out of 4, yeah, I need one more. The only other place is back up again and to the right, but I think I've already been there. I think I actually cliff dove off the top. Nothing over here. Hopefully I'm not expected to have to build some kind of crazy tower to get up above, because I saw there was a path up at the top. I mean, maybe that's fine for later, but I don't think there were nearly enough blocks for that. What if I cling onto the edge here? Nope, nothing. Well, I am not sure where to go at this point. That's a little unfortunate. I'm sure some searching around with the ship is going to make that less of an issue, but I'm not sure how long you want to watch me do that. Also a little distressing that there's no quick way for me to get back up there aside from just dying. From what I can tell, there doesn't seem to be a way to open this door. Maybe if I open it from the other side. I'm not sure if that's an option. It looks like there's possibly a letter A inside there, so maybe that's its way of telling me now that I have that CPU part. Maybe I can go back. But that is the mystery and the majesty of Metroidvania in a nutshell. Essentially, you don't know what's going on until you know what's going on, and then everything starts to make sense. And I kind of really like being in the dark when it comes to games like that, and it would be a real shame to try and spoil it with, you know, walkthroughs or something like that. I'd rather make mistakes and beat my head into a wall for a while until I eventually get the point of what I'm missing. And I really like the point of just, you know, learning experientially, going forward a little at a time, making progress completely on your own. That stuff is all reasons why I like Dark Souls so much. It's all a similar concept to that. And why Super Metroid is still one of my favorite games to this day, because there are still occasionally little things that I can find out about that game. You know, at this point it's like super meta stuff, like how to glitch through, you know, do special moves to cut off minutes to try and do a speedrun. Not that I speedrun, but I do dabble anyway. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff that really keeps me coming back to games, when there's a deep, you know, world to explore, lots of different things to experience, and things that are unexpected that come up when you don't, you know, think that there is room or latitude for there to be more depth to a game, and I have a feeling this one's going to be jam-packed with it. Anyway, it's probably a good point to cut this off at the moment. I'm very curious to see where this game goes. I'm absolutely interested in playing the full version when it does become available. So I hope you guys are as well, and I hope this has given you a fairly decent taste of what to expect from this somewhat non-linear action platformer Metroidvania shooter
apparently it's a shooter. The ship part is supposed to become a thing later on. Maybe you take your ship into outer space. Who knows? Well, the developer knows, and that's just one guy. So props to him for having such an ambitious game design. I really hope this game turns out as good as I know it's gonna. Well, pretty much know it's gonna be. That sounded really negative. I didn't mean it like that. Anyway, I'm going to stop at this point, so thank you guys so much for watching. This has been another episode of Indie Impressions. Make sure you head on over to the website, indie-impressions.com, so you can stay up on all the new stuff with the channel. I post every day's video there. They're all neatly sorted and categorized, so if you missed any, you can go catch up. There's genre tags. There's even if you type in a game developer, you can easily go check out what's going on with an individual person if you have that desire. Aside from the website, though, facebook.com/indieimpressions. If you want to leave a like over there, it helps me out a bit. And then you're going to get every day's new video delivered into your Facebook feed if that helps you out. We also do game giveaways, contests, and general channel news updates over there too. And if you're a game dev and you want to get in contact with me, if you just want to say hey or recommend your game for my show, quickest way to reach me is either send me an email on the contact form on the website, or just send me a quick tweet over at @RockLeeSmile on Twitter. All my social media links are available right in the description of this video, as well as any supplementary materials that I can find. If a demo does appear, I will post it here as well. As of the moment of this recording, though, it is not quite available yet. But yeah, we're going to keep our eyes open for this one, see where it goes. And I wish the developer all the luck in the world, and I hope this is a very successful game for him. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. Make sure you come back again tomorrow, and I will talk to you then.